Hello, everyone, and welcome to Therapeutic Tea Tuesdays with me, life coach Miss Starr. And it's another Tuesday where I am super excited right here on Red Media Radio, and also my YouTube channel. Welcome. It gives us another day to inspire so many people. That is the mission. I want you to come here and feel relaxed and more redefined after. And I'm so excited for this guest, and we're going to get into it in the background. So go ahead, grab your journals, grab your tea, or whatever you like to drink, because she's going to drop a lot of seeds. And Jenae, would you introduce yourself to our lovely audience?
Hello, world. My name is Jenae. I am CEO, co-CEO, co-founder of Financial Therapy LLC. With my brother, the sibling duo is what we call ourselves. Out here really trying to have those uncomfortable conversations feel more therapeutic, because when we talk about money, is one that we all fear from. We have many things we need to debunk, as we have with mental illness or mental health talk. So that's what I'm here today to start talking about, like letting Amber here, beautiful Amber, ask whatever her heart desires, and let's just get into it,
Jenae, thank you so much. Welcome to Therapeutic Tea Tuesdays. And how are you feeling today?
So blessed, so favored by God. Oh my goodness, he's just always doing great things for me. Everything always works out in my favor, as I always believe. So it's always been a beautiful day, always, for me. I wake up happy, go to sleep happy. No complaints.
You're a beautiful person inside and out.
Thank you, darling. You too. Always laughing. You be big. See, you laughing, you make me laugh. Like, have you out here just laughing.
Oh man, that's what God will do for you. And audience, Jenae and I feeling good. We prayed before this, and we're gonna dive in. And the name of this episode for Therapeutic Tea Tuesdays with Miss Jenae Murphy is Financially Freedom. And I wanted to name it that because who doesn't want to experience freedom in their life, freedom on finances? And Jenae is perfect. And I love this. Like she mentioned, she's a co-owner. She's also an abundant mother. She's a great friend. And just to give you a background, Jenae and I met back in, I want to say it was either 2016 or 2017, and we actually worked together, Jenae.
Yes, we did. We came back full circle. So amazing. Tell them what we were doing. It was very interesting.
Yes, so just to give you a background, so I knew Jenae for all those years, and Jenae and I were actually activities coordinators for a assisted living facility in Massachusetts. So we got to have fun with all the lovely senior adults.
Wait, you forgot the most important part, is that it was memory care. So even if we did it one time, they didn't remember it the next time anyways. So it was just very interesting. We had fun.
I'm glad we connected, and we've been talking and reconnected ever since. So thank you so much, Jenae, for just joining me.
Of course, I wouldn't be nowhere else.
So Jenae, give the audience a little bit of background, some demographics, where you're from, a little bit about your background. Let us know all the tea.
All the tea. Okay. So I am from Boston, Massachusetts. In case y'all don't know what Boston's at on the map. I'm a mom of two. They're 9 and 11, two girls. What was the other question? What did I do? Literally did. Yeah. You said let them know about me. I don't know. Ask me so specific.
Well, we gonna get more into it, but you're a mom. One of the things, Jenae, that I absolutely love is the title. You are a licensed financial therapist coach. Let us know, what does that mean?
Well, okay, so I'm licensed in the area of finances. We use therapy in a lot of ways. I'm not a licensed mental health therapist, or like I'm not licensed in that area, but that was my route. I was gonna go that route, and then I stopped myself. Um, but when I put it together, I was like, why would we not want to have a peace of mind around our money? Right. So I was like, no one is really going towards that aspect with that mindset. Like they're not trying to go and teach and understand it on that level. So I felt like that was God's calling upon me to make that happen, because these conversations weren't being had, and it's still not being had even within my own family now. So I'm like, we have to really find a way to have those hard conversations, but feel safe while doing it. We shouldn't feel unsafe about speaking about what we've learned about money and how it's shaped us in certain ways, and what drives us, right? On a mental level, what drives you to go to work every day? What
Mm,
drives you to want more money? Um, just really trying to understand your relationship to money as we understand our relationships to other people and food, right? So yeah.
absolutely. I love that, because money, we have to utilize it for resources to go out. So I love that you are talking about it and bringing it into your family, because someone has to start it, right? We got to be a trendsetter and say, hey, we didn't talk about it, but let's talk about it now.
That part, exactly. Let's have those unfiltered conversations that, even that, I mean, a lot of my aunts and uncles, they still don't want to have those conversations, which is, I mean, it's just based off how they grew up. So I respect it. Um, it just starts with me at the end of the day. So I have to set the trend, set it up, let them understand what it looks like from the outside in, basically. Because your family and your friends aren't going to be the first people to support you and understand your vision. It's always going to be people on the outside. So I'm gonna let the
Mm.
outside transfer on the inside, and hopefully it changes their mindset that way.
Yes, it's going to change their mindset, because you are so passionate about it, Jenae. And Jenae, let our lovely audience know, what is like your past. What was your past like with finances?
So my past life, okay, so it's been all over the place. I didn't get those conversations. So I grew up not with my mom and my siblings. My mother's like my biological mother and my biological siblings. I didn't grow up with them. I was like raised by my grandmother, who's of Haitian. She's Haitian. She's from Haiti. So it was just me and her. And she only spoke Haitian Creole to me, but she wouldn't allow me to speak it back. So I don't know how to speak it. So don't judge me, world. Not my fault. I didn't understand. She passed away in 2013, so I never understood why she didn't want it to happen. I kind of have to draw up my own theory around it. But I've watched her do certain things, just remembering the stuff she used to do, like washing clothes in a tub, probably because she didn't have money. Like, but these aren't things that I would know as a child. Um,
Right.
I ended up, when did I had moved to Georgia when I was 14, so right out of 8th grade, with my father, because they had joint custody of me. So I moved with him. I didn't work until I came back to Boston my 11th grade year of high school. That's when I started to understand, like, okay, you need to have a bank account. Didn't really, no one talked about bank accounts. So it was just, to me, a place to put your money so you can pay bills. Because that's what I see my grandmother do. And
Mm.
then it was just a whole bunch of stuff after that still wasn't being talked about. I didn't really know you don't know what kind of questions to ask when you don't know something. So it's like, where do you start? You kind of have to go down that rabbit hole of alleged failures, I would say. It's not necessarily fair. I think they're learning processes, but bad things have to happen for you to try to climb your way out of that bucket or that hole. And that's where it led me after I had my kids, because their father ended up with a mental illness that nobody knew about. And it just put everything into perspective. Like, what is supposed to happen to them if something happened to me or something
Right.
happened? So that's really what drew my wanting to understand how money actually worked.
Jenae, I commend you for taking the step in your family and for your beautiful daughters to want to learn about finances. So thank you so
Mhm.
much, sis.
No, thank you. You're so sweet. You're so sweet.
Being and now you're an abundant mother of two girls. So Jenae, right now, what are you teaching your daughters about finances?
How money works, compound interest, what that looks like. They probably don't understand nothing I'm talking about now, but they see all the things that I'm setting up in the house and setting up for events. And we have those conversations, and just they're in particular grades where they have to like learn how to count money in general. So we just go through making sure you understand your change and stuff, the simple things. We're trying to start off simple because I don't want to complicate their lives, but they understand that that's what I deal with, and they understand that it's something important. And I'm always like, you don't want to spend your money, you want to make your money make money.
Right.
they don't they'll understand as time goes, as I'm like continuously working on it. And that's as far as I can take them right now at their age.
I absolutely love it because you're taking what you didn't have in the past and bringing it to the present to teach your daughters so they start off at a younger age and they're able to just keep moving forward because they're like, hey, my mom told me about that. So I
Mhm.
love that.
Thank you. It
And
gets interesting.
yes. And I'm going to say this because I love positive affirmations. So, to our
Mhm.
financially freedom audience, Jenae has an awesome post, a lovely Instagram, and she has a beautiful dress on, and it is gold. And Jenae, I absolutely love what you said. And you said, I am living my life like it is golden. Jenae, explain to the audience, what does that look like for Jenae Murphy?
Ooh, that's a good. I like that question. Living my life like it's golden, it's bright. Gold is bright, it's shiny. Um, it's flawless, it's needed, it's a resource. Um, it's abundant, and I don't know. I like shiny things, so it's nice to look at. Like it's nice to look at. You feel warm, you feel rich, you feel a lot of things. I don't know. Gold just goes with a lot of things. Um, for me, I just want to be. I want to make sure I'm okay while I'm living. I want to. I want to see a particular part of my life play out while I'm living, and
Yes.
not do this whole generational, well, I had it like this, so my kids are gonna no. I have my children, I know what I signed up for when I call it a marriage. I feel like if you ain't married and you got kids, that's your first marriage. Because it's a
Yes.
lifetime more. So I have to make sure they're straight. They have to be golden. I've lived my life okay, so then their life can be as abundant as possible. It has to be that
Yes.
way.
Oh, I love it, love it, love it. And audience, y'all have to check out Jenae's Instagram. She has a beautiful picture to go along with it. And Jenae, while we're talking about Instagram and that lovely picture, go ahead and let our financially free audience let them know what your Instagram account is.
It's at Jenaes Financial Therapy, and that's spelled Jenaes Financial Therapy. I hope y'all know how to spell financial therapy, so I don't have to spell it for you. But my name, I'm gonna give that to you because no one ever spells it correct. So it's Jenaes, plural, Financial Therapy.
I love it. Yes, audience, go check it out. And I like Jenae. I like your name too, by the way. I always liked it, the name
Oh,
Jenae.
thank you. Thank you so much. I get
Yes.
that a lot from my clients, but they're like 94. So
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. I take it sometimes like, well, it's not Doris. So yeah. They're used to
Right.
those names. I'm talking mess. I'm sorry. Continue. I'll be
I
good.
love it. Go, keep going. So, Jenae, you got this awesome business that you co-own with your brother Marlon. Let
Mhm.
us know when you started the business and let our lovely financial free audience know what problem are you trying to stop in your awesome business.
So my brother and I, we started everything in 2020. Like we both got licensed in 2020. Um, in terms of the problem we're trying to solve is trying to really help people remove their ignorance for a second.
Mm.
That's like a really big thing. Because I was super ignorant before I heard what I needed to hear. Um, and I'm really big spiritually. I'm really big on like when God tell you to move, you move, right? And then I heard that voice. I heard him say, like, Jenae, actually heard him tell me financial therapy. Like that's what it was. It's like you need to help people feel at ease about this thing that everyone's fighting for every day. How are we
Mm.
going to do this? How are you going to go about having these conversations? What kind of conversations are you actually trying to have? Like, what are you trying to debunk? And it's more so about the ignorance. Like, everything's not going to be fast, but if there's a way to make moves in a smarter, I like to move smart and not hard. Like, we don't do those things. So if I can help someone make a sound decision without losing, because we lose every day. I had to put that in perspective too.
Mm.
Understand how like the work that I'm talking about helps you not lose money ever. Why wouldn't you want to know that's an option? Like I just want to be another tool in a toolbox, basically. I don't have all the answers. I'm still learning about all the other aspects of money, credit, crypto, silver and gold. Like, how can we get into all of those realms? How can we get those conversations started and not try to feel like, oh, I have to go to this masterclass and go? No, I just really want to have a conversation. Like, why is it important? How does it move? How can I use this as a strategy to my life and what's best suited for me? So I really do like that's my goal. Let's talk about it. Let's see where you're at. Let's see where you're trying to be. It like what's a good fit? We're not talking about retirement at our age. I'm only 34. Not really a lot. I've heard people say who are a little bit younger than me, some older than me, like, I'm not thinking about retirement right now. I need to figure out how I'm going to get quick money.
Mm.
That's why it's important to understand your relationship to money because some people move different when they have a lot of money and they move different when they don't have money at all. But you have to know you to say,
Yeah.
like, okay, when I have a lot of money, I have to spend it really quick because I've heard people say that. I've heard people say, when I get a lot of money, I'm a different person. Whatever that may
Mm.
mean to them, they're just a different person. They don't know if it's good or bad, but they just know they're different. And there's people who's like, they're ready to. I've dealt with people around me who has substance abuse. So when they don't have money, they're doing illegal things to get it. You know what I mean? Like you got to understand your relationship to money in that way. So it's just like, let's really talk about the mental aspect behind those money moves that everybody's trying to make. Because we're all trying to make a money move. It don't matter what's going
Yes.
on. Money has to be had. Your money is paying for us to keep this computer on right now. Right?
Yes.
Figure out money is the way that you go sit there and get on your Instagram and post all day. Money is helping you. You know what I mean? Like we have to really understand why. our whys behind it.
Mm.
All right, that was a really long, drawn out explanation. And I
No, that
apologize.
no, Jenae, that was actually perfect because you are so passionate about it. I love long out explanations because what I took from what you were saying is that your goal is to help people not to lose money, but to gain money, to gain knowledge, and to get comfortable. And I think that is absolutely amazing. And I love that you're in business with your brother too. Another money move to build generational wealth for your family. That's awesome.
Literally. Mm-hmm.
Uh, I,
Yes, ma'am.
I love the analogy that you used too. You said I'm like a two in a toolbox. So when I think of a toolbox, right, and you have there's choices, right? So like you said, there's crypto, there's a retirement, then you have a checking and a savings. So you're that tool for people to keep helping them. It's like a hammer, you're banging. You want to help our audience. So I absolutely love the response. And I could tell, see Jenae, y'all know she's passionate about it.
You already know. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Jenae, one of the posts I really enjoyed, and this is something that you taught me. September is life insurance month.
Yes.
Jenae, let us know why September is life insurance month. And again, what some people might not know this, but what is life insurance?
So honestly, I don't know why September is life insurance, but that's like saying why is Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day, right?
Right.
Like it kind of like shows a month, like I'm just gonna give it to September. But if I had to make my own rule to why, it's because a lot of the times, well, up here, especially in New England, Massachusetts, I'm used to school starting in September, right? So for me, I feel like it just brings forth the notion of family. And now it's something to think about. Like your kids are going off, you're sending your kids off to school, you're sending, you know what I mean? Like it's those things, and understand that anything can happen in those moments as we see in the world, right? It's like really disturbing things. Like recently my daughter had to go into a shelter in place order because there was a homicide around the school, but they had to lock the school down as if there was an active shooter there. So the fact that my daughter had experienced that, I'm like, yeah, that's a tough one as a single parent, having to take on those emotions for your kid, right? But it's happening. So that's how I correlate September to life insurance. And life insurance, people, okay, let's get into it. This is where the tea is getting poured. I ain't even gonna spill it. I'm pouring it for you. I'm gonna be careful about this one. So life insurance is a tool, it's an asset to be used while you are living. Hello, it's called life insurance for a reason. Life, not death insurance, life insurance. You know, a lot of people hear the word life insurance, they instantly go towards, I don't want to talk about death. I don't want to do this. But it was brought to our community, and I say our community in terms of like, you know, mostly the minorities. It was brought to us to be feared for in a particular way. It's supposed it like has bad, what they call bad juju. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Yes.
It kind of like scares folks because it's like, okay, if we talk about this, is that means we're like, you know, speaking death over our lives, and really that's not what it is. It's really not that. Hence the reason why a lot of our conversations go around life insurance, because people really need to understand how it is an asset. Asset.
Jenae, I love it because we need to get more comfortable with it because it's absolutely needed. So thank you for even starting that out with our audience and having them get comfortable and letting them know that life insurance is needed. It's an asset. Thank you so much.
No problem. The world needs to know. It's so sad how many people are like they'll stay away from it just off the title alone. But it's like, no, this is a conversation that needs to be had, because if only you knew how powerful it is and how powerful it can be as you're living, you may make a different choice, right? I like choices. I'm pretty sure a lot of people like choices sometimes. Some people don't. Some people like to be told what to do. More power to you. But when you know you have an option, why would you not want to know that that is an option to you, as opposed to saying nobody giving you that option at all, and then you miss out? I feel like I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't, give people the truth about it.
Absolutely. Jenae, with that being said about life insurance and that is an asset, is there any recommendations that you make for a particular policy or a policy provider that provides life insurance?
So that's a great question, because I don't recommend, I can't recommend things to people, because it's all individualized, just like in any therapy session you go into. If you're going into a single therapy session, like, it's geared towards you specifically. So when we do our financial assessment with whoever, we ask certain questions because it's about you. This is your dream. This has nothing to do with us. We're just like your hairdresser or your barber. When school got a license, we're just licensed to make something happen for you, right? So the same thing applies to us. We're just licensed to hit a button and make something happen for you. It just depends on where you're at in your life. Like, you may have a house and you want to protect that house with life insurance to make sure it's paid off in the event that anything shall happen to you. Then that probably require a term. No, it does require a term policy. Or you can go into a whole life policy where you're getting a certain amount of interest that's pretty steady for you. And that might be more qualifiable for you. Or you might want another type of policy called an IUL, where now it's flexible in terms of your payments. And you're able to gain a certain amount of interest. Either some companies have a cap on your interest, and then some don't. So it just depends on where you're at and what you're trying to do, what you're trying to see, how much you're trying to put in. Like, there's a lot of algorithms that play a part in companies. All the companies are doing something different. So again, it just depends on where you're at, what you're trying to do, and then we try to find the best solution around that, if that makes sense.
I love it. So you have a plan. And just like you said, if you're going to therapy or coaching, it's individualized. And I thank you too, because I learned something, Jenae, just even how you broke down there's different types of insurances. So thank you for explaining that to us.
Yes, definitely know that there's different types, and ask questions. It's out there. This information's out there.
Right.
And you know where they're at? There are books, the places that we ain't about to go pick up. No book, but they're in there.
Yes, yeah, audience, y'all know, see, I got my tea. You see, I got my tea in there. I'm here listening. I got my pen and paper, audience. Y'all know, y'all gotta be on it. It's so helpful.
Yes, take notes, y'all.
Yes. Jenae, so speaking of, we talked about asset income briefly. Jenae, let us know the difference between asset versus active income.
So active income is like an allowance that you're given, provided by a company. So like your salary, commissions, tips, fees, stuff like that. Assets is more like the thing that can pay you long term, right? That's why a lot of people get into real estate. A lot of people get into stocks and bonds, because it's making money on their money. And life insurance is actually a part of that list of assets. Unfortunately, they're not going to list it on Google, because I remember trying to Google that. It's not going to do that, because it has some amazing benefits to life insurance that the
Mm.
rich use. And it's like there's a tax code over certain life insurances. So it's like they're not going to want that publicized for a reason. But I'm letting you know it is definitely an asset. It's the place to do your retirement. It's the place to college fund. It's tax-free money. Like there's so many attributes to it. That's powerful.
Mm. Mm. That is powerful. I mean, you definitely want it. In Jenae, speaking of, so we talked about asset, we talked about active. When you think of income, what would be your definition of income?
Um, a lot of money coming in. Isn't that what we
Mm.
all want? we all I want multiple streams of income coming in,
Ooh.
but in very smart ways. That's like less work.
Mm.
Nobody really wants to work. I don't really want to be doing a lot of this stuff. Tired. So, I don't
You
mind working.
right, but you know that you said multiple streams where you get to enjoy but have a steady income flow. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You just dropped some seeds right there.
Okay, planning them, planning them.
Um, Jenae, something that we talked about earlier, and thank you for bringing it up. And I think it's like so important. Briefly, let's get into retirement. Jenae,
Mhm.
let us know from your financial history and you have background about retirement, what it is, what the process look like. Why should it be something that we talk about now? Let us know all the scoop for retirement.
So, I don't want to be biased because when you have certain information, it makes you look at things differently, right? Typically, we're going to a job and where they always have somebody come in. I know that every time I've been to a job, they have somebody come in, have a conversation about your retirement plans and all this other stuff, right? And it's either 403B, which is mostly set up through like nonprofits and like churches and stuff like that, 401ks, more corporations, stuff like that. They are a lot. Like you have to really do your research on where your money is sitting, right?
Mm.
Like a lot of times you're getting these people coming in because you're about to get a steady check, and you just become an employee. But they can be telling you anything, and I think that was like one of the biggest life lessons I've learned at a daycare that I worked at in a church from this lady who came in and she said some scripture to me. And I was like, what
Mm.
does that mean? She was like, don't just listen to what I tell you, go research it. And after she said that, I researched everything. Like, oh yeah, you said that to me? You said that to me? I'm looking it up. Like that's how I am now. So the fact that we are like they have it set where you can start putting your money away, they have matches and all that other stuff. It's like there's stuff happening in the background that a lot of people are unaware of. Maybe they are aware of it. Some people are aware, some aren't, based off a lot of conversations I've had with people. But understanding like people want to get into the stock market, but 401ks are tied to the market, but they're not protected. So
Mm.
knowing that information on top of the fact of understanding how all these plans work and when you can touch the money, because there's a certain age bracket of what you can and cannot touch your money. So
Right.
don't lock yourself into something without asking, what's the time? When can I touch my money? If I needed to touch it early, are there any penalties? Because there are penalties for touching your money early, and you're going to get hit 3 times.
Mm.
So just be aware of that, knowing the time frame to touch it without any penalties. 80% of people end up going into the penalty phase where they have to now they decrease by half 50% of their income because they left their money in a retirement plan after 72. So it's like, know where your money's sitting, know the control you have, because a lot of people lose control. Do not leave a job and leave your 401k there. You bring your money with you, because we hear some interesting stories like that too, where people done left 9 jobs and left all 9 of the things they've started wherever it's at, and now they're gone because those companies went under. There's nowhere to find it. You know what I mean? So being mindful of knowing where you're losing money. That's another thing we have conversations with people about. Where are you losing your money? Are you comfortable? How comfortable are you with losing money? Don't tell me you ain't comfortable. Told me you left 9 accounts somewhere, because now we got a problem. This is called acknowledgement and taking accountability for your actions. But yeah, like, be aware of how you want to see your money come to you in the future. Understand all the avenues of which you can have your money come to you in the future. That's another place. Life insurance has bought people the ability to have a retirement plan tax-free, because it's already tax dollars going into the policy, so it can't be taxed again, which makes it tax-free.
Right.
You can set that up. Annuities, understanding how you can roll over your 401ks. My father's a veteran, so I know a lot about like the veteran account for the 401ks, what they keep it in. There's a lot of restrictions there. Like, you can't touch it till 59 and a half, literally. And it's like understanding what happens if that person passes away before 59 and a half.
Right.
Like, no one's asking those questions. It's like we're betting on a particular age that they're giving you, but you don't know if you're going to see that age.
Right. Shout out to your dad too for his service. Shout out to Dad for service, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
Let him know.
Jenae, you are dropping some seeds. So the audience, you need to take your retirement money with you.
Yes. Do not leave it where you're at. You can say F the job, but don't say F my money too. Like, take it with you.
Yes. Yeah, y'all heard it from the financial therapist, Jenae. Take your money with you for retirement. Speaking of retirement, another category that comes up often, Jenae, is pension. What is a pension?
Pension is something like an annuity. It's still gonna be paid out to you like an annuity, but it's through the job. So if you're not familiar with annuities, we deal with, we make sure you get paid out for life. There's a lot of places like I can't even remember the name. I want to say IRA. Yep, IRA. So say you have 50,000, right? No, we're gonna go higher than that. Say you have
Let's go higher.
Yeah, we're gonna round that up. Let's say you had 300,000 at retirement in your IRA. And you say you want, what is it? Pick a number that you would want every year from the 300. We'll say an even number 400,000. Let's just keep.
I like that. Let's go.
And you say you want 20,000 a year, right? Let's say.
Yeah, let's take that.
You only get that 20,000 until that 400,000 is all the way done. And that's it. It ends there. But with an annuity, it don't matter if that 400,000 was gone. It's still continuous to the end of your life. Like, it's a continuous payment, a lifetime payment. Like, you cannot lose that. That's the
Love.
protection of that and pensions.
Mm. I love that because Jenae, I don't know about you, but let's get it for life.
That part. That part. I like stuff like that. Okay.
Yes.
Consistency.
Yes, because you just life, we all know what happened a few years ago. There's always something. Oh,
Mhm.
Jenae, you breaking down some seeds. So we talked about retirement, we talked about life insurance, pension, annuities, audience. Jenae, another thing that has been so popular for business owners, small business owners especially, let us know the differences when it comes to information about grants and loans.
Ooh, I like this convo because we are actually helping business owners receive grant funding. We're actually
Mm.
about to host our second event, our second annual, I'm gonna call it, with the Secretary of State in Massachusetts. Um, and like we're gonna have the chairman of a commerce and a bookkeeper and someone from a bank. Like we're gonna have the right people in the room, and hopefully a special guest we're trying to get to come because she's a lawyer as well as she helps with grants and stuff as well. Big social media influencer. um but grants, understand this difference because people be making me mad when they be putting them together. They are cousins. Okay, we'll say that. They're cousins. They're not siblings, they're cousins. So loans you have to pay back. Grants you do not. The end. That's it. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. It's like
I'm
loans
sticking
you,
to it too.
you pay it back. Okay, you pay it back plus interest as loans. Grants is just money they trying to give out to you, and you do not have to pay that money back.
Mm.
Nope. Nope.
Jenae, and there are so many types of grants too. Do
Oh
you
yeah.
know some more types of grants, especially for like small business owners that we're in November that you think might be coming up as we go into almost like the end of the year?
Ooh. So I don't really know any off the top of my head right now for this, for literally because we're about to hit. I feel like December is like next week. We're literally at the end of the year. A lot of the times, grants, it depends on first off what kind of business you have. So it's hard to speak to that because we're dealing with a ton of business owners. But like Comcast has grants. What's not like Walmart has grants. Like you can look up like major corporations, they have grants. Um, a lot of the grants have their deadlines. Like they're doing them twice a year, or there's some that's year round. Like it just depends on what you're looking for, what you're typing in to look up the grants. You can have grants just to like because you have a dog. You just never know. It's literally grants for everything. So it's
Mm.
just a matter of what you look for, and whatever you find, you can definitely see if they have those timelines set on it. Galaxy Star is one place that does grants if anybody wants to look up some stuff. They just did one recently, so it's pretty cool. Like 4,500, I want to say, for small businesses.
Oh, awesome. I was just about to say, is there certain, so you mentioned some resources. I didn't know if there was like certain types or websites that you should look up specifically for like grants.
Um, we tell people to, what is the thing? You caught me off guard with that one, Gary, because I don't have none of that ready for you. I ain't even gonna lie.
That is okay. Right here on Therapeutic Tea, we just keep it honest and real. And I
Right.
can always link the information down below because you give me all the tea anyway, Miss Jenae. So you are always so good.
Okay, I had a feeling, okay, because I have so many acronyms at my job that I'm like, I hope I'm not about to give you a job acronym because it's gonna be bad. But it's a RFP, so request for proposal. So you put an RFP in Google, put RFP for, and then type in anything that you want or what you're looking for, like RFP for Black owned business, RFP for a nail shop owner, RFP for vendor business, something like that. Like just put it in and you should have a plethora of things come up.
Ooh, I love it. That taught me something new. Y'all heard, our audience. Go put that out and go ahead and dig around and find that information.
It's good for you. Google's my best friend.
Hey, that, you know me. That's my sidekick, Jenae.
Hey, we can share. It's okay. It's all right.
Oh, so we talked about gold, and another picture that I really liked. And Jenae, I want you to speak to the audience on this because you had a picture go with, but you had a really significant picture, and it said basically, "Don't go broke."
Oh,
Trying to look rich. Hook our financial free audience up and let us know the significance behind that picture and what that meant for you and your new clients.
Okay. So I'm very familiar with people living outside their means. I pride myself on making sure I stay within my means so I don't have to ask people for things, right? Unless it's like entirely needed for me to ask. But more times than not, I'm watching people do things that don't make sense. It has to make sense. This is why we go through the questions we ask people, because it has to make logical sense on paper. It has to make sense. Sometimes when you see something on paper, it's gonna be like, dang, that don't even look right now that I'm seeing it, right? Or I say something, it's like, dang, that don't even sound right after I just said that. But a lot of the times people are losing more money than they need to because they're trying to perform, essentially. That's what I call, don't perform for folks. Ain't nobody paying you for the show. Basically, no one's paying you for the show. You about to
No,
go.
they're not. No, they're not. And
That's so sad.
No, but Jenae, it's the truth.
It's sad, and I know too many people that's like that too. So it's like, please stop. Like, I mean, I'm not saying don't live your life and like indulge, and people go come up with those cliche sayings when they feel like it's necessary for them. It's like, well, you only live once, but it's like, yeah, but you still got bills to pay. And don't call me asking to borrow nothing because you decided you wanted to go put money on a BMW that you know you can't afford.
Right.
You can't afford to change the parts on that thing. Why are you getting it?
I love
you ain't even got gas every damn week. Why are you getting it?
Right.
It's just those things, being mindful. Money mindfulness is something a lot of people are lacking because you want to feel cool, look a particular way, look like that's what's going to gain respect for you. And it's like, nah, I don't know. For me, I don't pride myself on trying to look no type of way for nobody. Like, I literally wake up however I feel like dressing or doing, I do. I don't care about labels. Where those labels ain't paying my bills. So
Jenae,
unless it's my label, unless that's financial therapy.
Hey, that's money mindfulness. All right.
That
Well,
part.
I'm about to build my own label.
That part. If my label's making me money, I'm all for it.
Right.
But,
right. Oh. Yeah. Jenae, we talked about life insurance. We talked about retirement. pension, annuities. One of the other things that I think is really important to bring up too is credit, Jenae. What is your financial advice around credit? When should you start credit? And things of that nature that some people need more familiar with when it comes to credit.
Mm-hmm. So I just want to be clear that I'm not licensed in that area to speak on credit, but I do have a ton of people that I can link people to in terms of the credit aspect of things. But just know that your credit is very important, especially if you have a business, and making sure you have business credit and all those things. Like we always hear, like you need to make sure this is happening and this is happening with your credit. Make sure it's at this number. Go close your TransUnion before you do. Like it scares me, but I've learned a lot of things along the way for myself. So I would just advise for others to go seek that information from a credit specialist, because I am not that. Also, disclaimer, there's when people have like accountants, they think accountants know all things money. They don't. I don't know all things money because I'm a financial therapist, but I think we get those words and we run with it because we think that one realm knows all. Like that accountant should know all the things, but actually accountants don't even know what we do. We actually educate accountants on things. Wow. We only know currently 2 accountants that know exactly what it is that we do because they're licensed in what we do as well.
Right.
But they learned, you'll hear about it when our show drops. You'll hear about it when I have a very world-renowned CPA, how he learned about what it is that we do in this business versus what he does in the business, and how his mentor, who was an accountant for like 30 plus years, had no idea about what it is that we talk about, had no idea about IULs, had no idea about life insurance, how it worked. He didn't know. He was doing it for 35 years, but it's like, this is what I mean about really pulling back that ignorance for a second and being open to the idea that this person may not know everything about this field.
That's a really another great point, because you have one person, and sometimes I think we like get anxious or just like, hey, we just want one person. But you're right, we might need multiple persons to help us in this area and another person to help us in that area. So that's another just great idea too, Jenae. Thank you for that as well.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
That money mindfulness.
Yes, that part. Getting your circle of wealth together. For sure.
Jenae, and this might be because, right, when you meet clients, there's going to be all different types. So for me, for life coaching, it obviously, I do initial consultation. We come up with a plan, or you can just start with me and we can talk during that session. Now, everyone's different. If you're going through a lot, I would recommend at least a month for me, but some people might need 90 days. For your business, Jenae, is there like any recommendation or time estimates when the client comes to you of how long they should work with you and Marlon?
No, because everyone's money different. Can't tell you how to get started on anything. We don't know what your financial situation is like. Some people don't have the funds to start a policy at all. Even if it was a term policy, like they can't. They just don't have it. Some people ready to drop 50K. Let's get started today. Like we've had people like that. So it's just literally just, again, it's an individualized thing. We have that conversation, see where you're at, see what you're trying to do, and then the world is yours from there. We're just here to make it happen.
I'm here for y'all to make it happen, because we need it, and we need it even when we're younger to get that financial information.
Yes, and life insurance is actually on sale when you're young. Please understand that part. Don't wait till you're 55. Like, I need to get a policy because I may be nearing death. No. It's the life insurance for a reason. Yep.
Another great point. Jenae, I know you mentioned you have one event coming up. Any more
Mhm.
special projects that you have coming up over the next month, or as we get into the new year, over the next few months that you want to let our financially free audience know about?
Yeah, so we are hosting that grant event. Details will drop, so follow us on LinkedIn at Financial Therapy LLC. You can follow us financial underscore therapy underscore LLC Instagram. You can follow me. You can follow my brother. He's Marlon's Financial Therapy on Instagram, and then it's Marlon Grant on Facebook, Jenae Murphy on Facebook. We drop all of our stuff there. So if we're gonna have the flyers out, we're gonna get people. We want people in the room. It's gonna be something that's worth coming to. I'll tell you that. That's number one. Number two, we are about to have our podcast, our show, whatever the case may be.
Yes.
It's coming along well. We just added somebody on for a segment because he's very knowledgeable. He's doing what we're doing, but on a different level because he has a securities license, which allows for him to do other things outside of what we do as well. Like he does what we do, but other stuff. Um, but he's very knowledgeable, he's powerful, and he's gonna have a segment for sure. Like he needs a segment. And I was like, you, sir, have to be a part of this. So that should be dropping 2023.
Yes.
Just look out for it.
Jenae, we are here for it.
I hope so. Because I'm here for it too. So, you know what I mean?
So Jenae, did we get all your social media platforms? I want the audience to gain everything. Maybe just your email. We got the Instagram, we got the LinkedIn.
I don't think you have my email, but it's what is it again? Oh yeah, it's it's J Murphy, common spelling, at financialtherapyllc.com.
Oh,
Or business at financial therapy. If you want to not go straight to me, you just want to send it to the business email. It's just business at financialtherapyllc.com.
hey, and they even got their own domain. Let's get it.
Yes, honey. Gotta own it, you know?
Jenae, I mean this has been so financially free. As we wrap up this interview, financially freedom, Jenae, what are some financial seeds that you want to, and you said so many great ideas and tips, some financial seeds that you want to instill in our audience?
Be open to the idea that one person does not hold all the information. Be open to the idea that somebody that may come across and try to say something to you, listen to them, because you don't know what information may drop that you may never have heard of. Everyone has a way of hearing things that they want to hear, and then hearing things that they need to hear. So you never know if you need to hear something from someone. If you really want to change your financial lifestyle, you have to be willing and open to listen and learn, search, do all those things, and get out of your own way. That's a really big get out of your own way, because I know I struggle with getting out of my own way in a lot of ways sometimes, but I talk to God and he's like, now I'm talking to you, you need to listen. And I have to hear. Now I have to literally like hear what people are saying. Like I went to a meeting tonight and I listened to the whole entire thing. I listened to the whole thing to understand that it's not something I really wanted to do because I've experienced that before.
Right.
But just because I experienced it in one way doesn't mean that it might happen in another way. So I'm being open to the idea of I'm going to try that maybe. You're right. I'm going to walk in with at least a maybe.
Yes.
like, nope, I don't want it. I have an accountant. I'm not doing it. Nope. Because there's a lot of people who have that attitude. Like, nope, I'm not doing that.
Right.
So just be open. You never know
Mm.
what you're gonna learn.
That is so true. And I think that is also just awesome, Jenae, as we go to have that money mindset as we go into a whole brand new amazing year of 2023.
That part. Just prepare yourself. Just get prepared every day. Wake up ready to be prepared for learning, because that's what we're doing here right now.
Yes. Oh, Jenae, thank you for showing up as the transparent, God-fearing / financial therapist that you are.
Well, thank you, sweetheart. You the best, sweetheart.
See, this is what sisters in Christ do, yeah.
All day. I love you. You're literally the best. I'm so grateful for you. I'm
Oh,
so proud of you on this platform. They knew God knew what he was doing when he put you where you're at, because this is what got us together. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he wanted this union to happen again, and I couldn't be more grateful. I
oh,
appreciate you. You know I love you.
oh. Yes, love you back, and thank you so much for that. I always said it, when one woman wins, when one person wins, we all winners. So audience,
Yeah.
we all gonna be financially free.
Yes, freedom rings, honey. It's ringing. That is ringing. It means you're free.
Yes, you are free. I love it. Oh, our financial free audience, thank you for joining me and Jenae Murphy. Y'all already know, every Tuesday right here on Red Media Radio at 7 p.m. My name is Life Coach Miss Starr, and y'all can catch me on all the major social media platforms. And my number is 860-288-7500. Or if you like websites better, join me at mymentor.life/Amber Starr. And y'all know, every Tuesday right here on Red Media, go ahead and keep it locked. Thank you so much. And to everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below how you felt about finances. Are you ready to be financially free? I'm going to put all Jenae's information at the bottom so you can connect with her directly for all the greatness and financial freedom. And you deserve to be free.
I agree.
Oh, awesome. So me and Jenae are sending an abundance of financial blessings your way.